Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of a Satisfactory Let's Play. Hooray! And in today's episode we're going over something very special. We're going to go over the end game because now that we have power for days... Can I actually get up here? I can get up here! Yay! I love the Explorer. It's so much fun. Alright, wait. Oh, no, I missed my turn! No! Curse you, logic! I think I need to call AAA. Oh, I'm just that crunked. I was able to flip it. Hey, little buddy, how's it going? I'm gonna drive around you. I'm gonna drive around you. I'm not snut. Skirt! Ah, there we go. Now that we have finished off our pyramid of power, the real question is, what are we going to use all this power for? So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to start off by saying, hello, how you doing? How's life treating you? You guys having fun in the game? I'm having fun. Did you see the teaser for update number 5? Oh my god, it looks amazing. It's going to change this whole area. But hopefully it keeps most of this looking the same. Good thing I built everything over there. But in the last episode, you guys saw me get this up to 500 megawatts of power. Now it's only up to, 500 gigawatts of power. Now we're only up to 420 gigawatts. 420. Nice. But the real question is, what are we going to use this power for? Now, for most of you, you notice that this game doesn't have a, a story. Actually, that's where the other episode that I just did, link is in the description, also in the top right corner. I can gesture over there, but it just brings the whole screen with me, so it doesn't really matter. But I have actually created my own series where I add a story into there, where you join the adventures of Chad, and go through his audio logs on how he's coping with being on this planet alone. So if you want to see that, I appreciate it, and you can go check it out, and then come back to this video and see what's going on in the real Let's Play. I mean, just the fact that you guys are willing to click on that one, then click back is amazing. But anyway, so going back into this, we're going to figure out what we're going to do for the end game. There is no story. Nothing we do matters. I mean, it matters, but whatever. So currently, if we temporarily build the giant space elevator over here, we'll see that the only thing I have left to do is unlock all of these goodies. Whoa, that was pretty loud. So we have the directory system, as well as the fuel generator, thermal propulsion rocket, and the nuclear pasta still left to be made. And I wanted to save this until after I got the power going because I wanted to do something special. My entire end game... Oh my god. I almost crushed the lizard doggo. No, you saw nothing.
So I wanted to do something special for this. As you see, this is my pyramid of power. This is everything that I had basically set up and ready to go. But if you notice, I have one down here for my end game goal. And if I click on that, you can see what I want to do for my end game goal. That is right. I want to get the nuclear pasta, assembly director system, thermal propulsion rocket, and magnetic fuel generator. I want so many machines of each. That is 20 particle accelerators, 13.33 assemblers, 10 manufacturers, and 10 manufacturers, which might not seem like a lot till you realize exactly how much this produces. That will be 10 nuclear pasta per minute, 10 directory systems per minute, 10 propulsion rockets per minute, and 10 fuel generators per minute, which is insane if you've ever seen the actual breakdown of any one of these items. I think it's the thermal propulsion rocket, which has modular engines, turbo motors, cooling systems, and fuse modular frames. Just that alone is insane. But as you can see right here, once this is broken down, we need about 10 turbo motors per minute, 2,000 copper powder, 15 pressure conversion cubes, 20 adapt. Like, it is insane, and it only gets worse as it gets further and further and further down the line. To the fact that we get the base items over here. So iron plates, cable, wire, rubber, plastic, petroleum coke, steel, silica, quartz, crystal, compact, concrete, steel ingots, blah, 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 blah. All the lovely good stuff going all the way down. So after I figured this out, I'm going to need about 2,000 limestone, 7,000 iron ore, 1,600 nitrogen gas, 7,000 coppers, the caterium. Caterium ain't nothing, really. I might even take away some copper and just do caterium as lime wire. Lime wire. Haha, that's an old reference. Quick wire. The crude oil, not too bad. Sulfur, bauxite, and raw quartz. We need a lot of items. Now, funny story, all this should only be about 62,000 megawatts of power.
Which means that everything I built here was a little bit of an overkill. As you can see, I'm only using about 90 megawatts of power. So this is why I'm not too concerned that we're not up to the 500 megawatt. So if you can't wait to see all that stuff being built and how it's going to be built, don't forget to give it a like, comment on the video on what you want to see going on, and if you're excited about this, and don't forget to subscribe. For more videos, you can also click a notification bell if you want to be bombarded with information. Anyway, time to go over the life's pyramid of power and what's been going on with this to make you guys feel better that you didn't do something this grand and much of a pain in the butt. See, this structure right here has been running for about 10 hours. Just 10 hours, okay? And yeah, we're roughly getting everything looking good and doing great, but unfortunately, we're having issues producing the amount of rods per minute. One of the issues is most of the stuff is not being efficient enough. I'm not making enough encased uranium cells to keep up with production. But once I start fixing one thing, like the amount of cells and everything, then I run into another issue. And not all of them are even the same. Like this one's at 41%, this one's at 97%, this one's at 32%. Like, none of it's running properly, and I have to basically go through and figure out why each one of them is having issues. One of the main issues I was having to begin with was the amount of uranium waste that we were actually getting. It was not being processed properly. So, you know, of course, you have to follow the lead and go down and see what the hell the issue was. And of course, this wasn't taking it right, that wasn't going perfectly. One of the issues I was having was, which one is this? This ugly color. Nitric acid. The nitric acid wasn't being produced quick enough because once you follow the line all the way up to there, you realize that the iron plates weren't getting in there fast enough because I picked the wrong belt. Whoopsie! Then I'm having an issue producing the amount of silica required to run this many blenders. Luckily, I don't have all this stuff overclocked, but if I did, it would definitely be way more compact. Actually, I think I'm still running, yeah, I'm still running the issue all the way down the line where some of these aren't getting enough silica. As you can see right here, it needs 25 per minute, and I have a lot of blenders. These have always been running just fine, but that's mostly because I haven't been getting, this non-fissiled uranium in there, which was a huge pain in the butt. Oh, and then of course, I was having issues with water. So one of the main things that you want to do is you never want the water to back up into a system. Now normally you can just take the water and then put it into another system that needs that much water. The only problem is water is fickle, to say the least. So if we travel down this pipe of lag, all the way down, all the way over here, I put in these extra bins so that it can accumulate just in case. Now, these should never get even close to full, but they do fill up a little bit, which is kind of worrisome sometimes. But with that being said, everything seems to be going just fine after a couple hours of work and everything. Everything seems to be up and running, for the most part. A few things I need to figure out exactly how to fix, but it's not too bad. The biggest issue I gotta say is don't ever use drones for basic items. No matter how well you think you set it up, for some reason, drones kind of, well, they suck. I get why we're only using them for, like, you know, fully functioning stuff. Because God knows that they're having issues. Like, look at this guy. That was just floating here for no apparent reason. I had one of them that was literally just stuck at the edge. Would not move, would not put its items in there, had to delete it, rebuild it, huge problem. But speaking of drones, everybody look at this lovely drone port that has 30, count them, 30 lovely plutonium fuel rods. Where is this one going? Well, if you remember correctly, I have it going to my secret little bunker over here, and it's so full that even my little excess area right here is still being irradiated. So I can't even be radiation free at this far away. And remember, everything is not just here, it's even further down. Whoop. So everything comes out of here, goes into here, and then goes even further down to basically be held into place. And we're gonna go check that out right now. So I have my secret waterfall tunnel, and then I can fall down here, then jump over the secret waterfall tunnel, and voila. Yeah, this is radiation center. So if we take just the belts, right here, that's 48 just on this belt alone. Then we take this belt, and then none in here, none. Oh my god. We have 5,236 plutonium fuel rods made so far. 5,000. So it took just under 10 hours to get us 5,000 fuel rods. But what can we do with the fuel rods? Well, if we unleash the floodgates, come on, unleash the floodgates. That'll process them to start coming up to here and start going into here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my god, this thing is running like a beast. All right, how many do you think we're producing? How much are we producing? So normally we've been running around like, let's say 8,000 points per minute. 8,000 points per minute ain't that bad. But then we see this update and oh my god, what are we at right here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 50 million. We just jumped up to 50 million points a minute. And I don't think we're done. I think we can get this higher. We just jumped again, right? Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are at 118 million points per minute. That's insane. Because you gotta remember, this is a full 780 belt times, by the way, each one of these is 153,184 parts per minute. So that is 120 million points per minute if we had all this going at the same time, which we kind of do. Now, the funny thing is, we're only producing about 10 of these a minute on a good day. So really, we're only going to get about maybe 1.5 million, so that's not that bad. But because we had so much stored up in the last 10 hours, this is where this comes from. Oh my god, we plateaued. There we go. 119 million, ladies and gentlemen. That is insane. Look how fast we're getting coupons, especially with how much a coupon costs. Oh my god. Wait, so how much is one of these coupons? Let's see if we can get it close to where it goes. 2, 3... What is it, about 5 million a coupon? 5 million a coupon, and we're going through like 119 a minute. Oh, that is insane. But yes, so when we release the floodgates, everything will basically go up here and get rid of if we want it. Now, if we turned off this one for the main power, everything would be basically going down here and activating all the lovely plants that we have down here. So yeah, if we did turn off the power, we would basically activate all the wonderful power plants that we have down here. They are all set and ready to go, but I don't want them running because I don't want to make plutonium waste. At least not right now. Not if I don't need the power.
So I love to point out that the plutonium fuel rod is also not the most expensive thing that you can throw into the awesome sink. We're about to make some nice, wonderful, spicy stuff. So the thermal propulsion rockets, which we're making 10 a minute, will be another 7 million if we start putting those in the, the awesome sink at the end, as well as the assembly directory system, which is also another 5 million a minute, because we'll be making 10 of those. We're also making 10 of the nuclea pasta, and the other one that I want to see is, where is the magnetic fuel generator? Oh my god, that is straight garbage. Why is that 15,000 where everything else is like insane? Wait, is that the one we're making? I feel like that's the one we're making. But with that being said, we got to figure out exactly where do we want to start on the list of items. Now, cool, we can go for like the bauxite stuff and make ourselves aluminum. We could do all the copper ore, the 14,000 copper ingots we're going to need. We need about like 400 Caterium ingots, which is not that bad. About 5,000 steel, 1,000 concrete. Well, ain't nothing. But I think I want to stick with rubber, plastic, and petroleum coke. Because oil is such an interesting meme and a pain in the butt. I want to get this thing running properly. This is the one. And the reason why I don't have this broken down into which recipe and whatnot I'm going to choose is because this is more complicated than you think.
But first, we need an area on which we're going to build. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so say hello to, I think they call this the Golden Coast. And if we look on our nice, lovely map, we're right up here in the north section, right on this lovely, kind of like beach area or whatnot. And I'm thinking this is the perfect place for oil. As you can see, I already got plenty of pipes out, but I think I need to show you a nice visual of why I chose this area.
So as you can see right here, I need about 4,000 rubber, about 500 plastic, and about 3,000 petroleum coke. But when I go down to the other ones, I'm also going to need another 3,000 petroleum coke for the steel ingots. And if we go even further, I'm going to need about 1,000 petroleum coke for the lovely aluminum ingots. So I'm going to need a lot more petroleum coke than I have listed here. And of course, none of these real numbers matter because I'm actually going to use a nice tool called Satisfactory Tools. So this is satisfactorytools.com. You can actually put in your production of what you want, and it'll give you a nice visualization of what you need. Look at that. Hooray. So I put in about 4,000 rubber, 1,000 plastic, and 7,200 petroleum coke. Funny story, I only need about 3,200 crude oil. But if we look at another nice little thing, the Satisfactory calculator, we can actually see there is plenty of oil in this area. So this is all the oil on the map, all right? Now the oil I'm using for our nice little production line up here is all coming from down here. So any oil that I need for the, the batteries is coming from here. Any of the oil I need from there is actually, wait a minute, that was coming from this nice little resource well that's right here. So all of this that's right here, I wanted to save all of this for making the plastic and rubber and whatnot. So if we take our nice little calculator, let's expand out on it, maybe put it right here. Here's a good spot for it, yeah. So we have one of these nice little red ones is going to be maxed out at 150, which is a quarter of a pipe. So we'll put this at 0.25. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll times that by 9. That'll give us 2.25 600 pipes. Then we have these nice little orange ones, which would be 0.5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, well, that's 6. That's easy. That's going to be an extra 3 pipes. So now we're at 5.25. These are going to be 1 pipe each, so that's an extra 2, so plus 2. So we can make 7.25 600 pipes. So if we times that by 600, math is great. We have 4,350 crude oil per minute. And we needed about And we only needed about 3,300 for this, which means we're going to have quite some extra,
which will be really nice to use for anything else. So let me get all these pipes together. Hey, I got all these pipes together. So basically I combined all the pipes together and I got them in this nice, lovely little area. I built out something like nice and sweet, just a kind of like little makeshift thing together. And then I put them together just to see how they would look. Oh, I thought this was pretty cool, having all these pipes here in the center, depending on how the height of them I want. And then I have everything coming up here. Now, the question you might be asking is, why didn't I just have it on the water, you know, flat and surface, whatnot? Well, I'm thinking I'm going to need a lot of water. So if I do what I did before and actually have the water extractors underneath, I can have all the water extractors hidden, and that'll save some of my frame rate. So I made sure that I had plenty of space for that as well. So as you can see, basically you need about 5 high to go on there. So that's going to be looking pretty good. The next idea is, how am I going to set these up? It was a really hard question. I'm like, how am I going to set these up? And then I remembered, in my last playthrough, one of the last things I did is I started setting up the nice, lovely refineries. So if you've seen the refinery before, they're pretty big and pretty clunkers, and I'm going to need all this oil turned into heavy oil residue. Now I'm going to want the one that majorly goes on heavy oil residue and not so much the polymer resin, as the heavy oil residue is going to be turned into petroleum coke, fuel, and all that good stuff. So let me load up my other save, and we'll see how I did it over there and give us a nice idea on that one. Oh, welcome back into this world. Oh my god, this is the one that I have, where is it? It's like all the way down here. I have my giant, huge mega base that I was building. This is the one where I was going to make all my, you know, nuclear stuff, and then they changed the recipe. But over here is when I originally wanted to do turbo fuel. So I was going to take all those lines that you just saw me put do, and I was going to make them into turbo fuel. But this is back when there was only 6 lines over here, and now I'm up to 7. I feel like I've really come full circle. But this is what I was thinking of. I wanted to get an idea of what I had over here. So originally what I was doing was I was putting the pipeline through the center and splitting off to everything that I needed. I also put all the way down the end, a fluid buffer, so it would fill up if this ever stopped, and then if they started going again, it would take from over there as well, so it wouldn't be like all the stuff coming from one side, and it wouldn't be very one-sided. Now this side over here, I was trying to figure out what I was doing over here, and then I remembered. What I had is I went over to logistics, and I would just take a conveyor lift, like I always do, and then I would just bring it down into a nice little merger. And then, of course, these would basically come over and connect, and all the stuff would connect up on one side. By the way, I freaking love the conveyor lifts on how easy it is to make this nice little thing. And a conveyor lift or a pipe fits right through the center, actually too high if you ever really wanted it to. And I thought that was always really neat. And the best part about it is, if I have it going on here, I can have a nice little pattern as they kind of like link up together, whatnot. And then it pretty much goes, and then everything got merged and went back into the center as we went down. So I thought this was really cool, so I'm going to take some pictures of this, and then I'm going to try and build something like that. So let me jump back in the other game and start building a nice little section and see how it looks. Alright, here we go. Whee! So check it. Everything's all nice and compact. We have an 8 by 4 by 2, which is, let's see, 8 by 4 by 2. So we have about 64 lovely refineries. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, and then the way I set this up was I came in with 2 full lines, brought them over here, and split half and half. What I did was I overclocked all of these, so each line needs 8. So 8 over here, 8 over there, 8 over there, 8 over there. So that takes care of 4 lines. Still leaves us with 3 lines in the center. Now the reason why there's an extra pretty much 8 over here and not been brought down is because I have 8 overclocked in the back, 8 overclocked in the back, and the 4 and the 4 in the middle are regularly clocked. They're just the regular ones. So as you can see, this is producing 30 heavy oil residue. instead, of course, the one back here producing 100 heavy oil residue. And I did that for a couple reasons, just so I can get some nice clean numbers and some nice... Whoa, shut up. And some nice organization, and of course, OCD, look how lovely it be. Also, I started building underneath to seeing exactly how I can do some of the WADA down here. So we got this little puppy going over here. So if I overclock this, that would basically be one full line of 600, two full lines of 600. So then there's 4, then there's 8, then there's 16 if I keep continuing down there. So we could have 16 full lines. So if we take 16 times the 600, it can actually take, that will be 9,600 water per minute, where we only need 6,000 water per minute. So this will be all the water we need down here in a nice compact area. So with that being said, this is all nice, compact, organized, and looking good. The next issue is turning this into, well, rubber, plastic, and petroleum coke. One of the hardest ones is going to be turning this into petroleum coke because...
If we look at this, where I organize it just a smidgen, I need about 60 refineries to make about 7,200 petroleum coke a minute, which I guess is not the end of the world. It could be worse. So, 60 refineries, but that's 2,400 heavy oil residue, where the rest of the 2,000 heavy oil residue will actually come for the diluted fuel to get us fuel for some recycled rubber as well as some recycled plastic, which should be fun because apparently all the polymer resin is going to go straight into about 55 refineries, making me some residual rubber. That's just basically going to go all the rubber we need. But the funny thing is, if you look at this residual rubber, that only gives us 1,000 residual rubber, which we still need about 3,000 more from another recycled rubber too. So this is going to be interesting to try and get all this linked up properly, because it looks like it's supposed to be easy, but then you can see like the recycled rubber and the recycled plastic kind of linked together to make each other. So basically, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, to say the least.
But with that being said, I'm going to have to call it for today. I think we did a pretty good thing, getting us ready for the end game, kind of giving you an idea of where we're going, and of course, building this lovely little starter spot of it, because this is going to be one of the more complicated base items, and I want to start building... Let's hide the menu. I don't know why it keeps popping up. And I want to start building like little base items, so like the oil, rubber, petroleum coke over here, maybe some concrete over here, on the water top, on the edges, and then I'm going to train them into my main location. Because think about it, this is like, all this compact stuff over here will be all the stuff that'll be away from my other factory, and basically can do all the complicated stuff. So we'll do the base items off the side, and complicated stuff coming in later, which will be perfect. But for right now, that's going to be it. Where is my mug? I need to drink coffee before I leave. Anyway, guys, if you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And feel free to check out that video. Link will be in the up top, also in the description, where I give Satisfactory a story. Yes, it's the first episode, so, give it some time for it to build up, but I feel like we're going to go places with there. Any likes, comments, or subscribes from that, too, will be also appreciated. Anyway, guys, I'm Drawing Chaos. You have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now. Bye, buddy.